Okay, the dashboard was kind of manipulated and chopped about a bit, and wasn't going to be able to do anything with it, so I actually acquired a left-hand dash a little while ago to cut the right-hand side off it, to chop and put it into this dashboard. So basically I'm trimming that up now, and we're going to get it to sit in there, and then we'll start tack welding that in. And we've also got to cut the little bit out for the clocks, which is here. Brilliant. Okay, so I cut the other part of the dodgy dashboard away. I'll put this one in because I bought a left-hand dash, and offered that up there, in there, and I've got to kind of do a little bit more cutting on that side so it sits a bit flusher. I've also got to cut this section out here for the clocks. Okay, so I've just set this on to mark it up, which I've marked up, and so the next job is to cut that out. I've marked up the steering column parts down here, which are bolted through here to this. This bit here only cuts along this line here, and then back up, and then when it comes back off I'll straighten some of this out a bit because it's a little bit wonky, and that's got to be filled. I think that one's got to be filled. I don't know, I can't remember. Okay, I've cut half of the dash out, which is no good. It had been manipulated that much, I presume from somebody trying to fit or fit in some 6-dial clocks or whatever. I don't know. There weren't no clocks in here when I bought the vehicle, so yeah. However, there was, the small clocks were given in the rear of the vehicle, so whether or not they actually belong to it, or I don't know, because the hole was a lot bigger. So I've marked up the steering column holes here, and I've drilled those out, and I've cut that dash there. I've just got to put a little cut in there, and just push that down a little bit so that the other one fits a bit more flusher. So I am actually putting it on top of that little lip there. I'm just going to tack weld that to it. Hopefully we can get away with making this look pretty, and it seems to be going pretty well, so happy days. I've just got the jigsaw out with a blade on it, with a jigsaw metal blade, and here we are with the other half of the dash, which I have. I've marked up where the clocks are going, and we're going to cut that out, and hopefully all good. So let's see if we can get that cut out, shall we? I'll leave this filming for this bit. Okay, that cuts out pretty well. Quite impressed with the metal jigsaw. And happy days. So the other thing is then is to offer it back into where it's got to go. I've got a little tool which I'm just going to clean up this a little bit and get any sharp bits off it. This bit was already cut down here, so I'm just going to tidy that up a bit. I didn't want to take that down anymore. However, I can just try the clocks off it just to make sure, and if it covers it up then I'll clean it up a little bit better. Yeah, okay, I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, I think that's going to go. There is some kind of artificial wooden trim, if you like, but it's aluminium. And it goes on this bit here and that bit there with some cutouts for switches and so on. All the black bit's going to be painted like a satin black around the dash when it's done. And thankfully the plastic cover surround and the trim covers up a lot of stuff anyway. There's only one thing I've got to do here, and that is I've got a bolt there which is just in there, and I need to drill a hole in there just to so that can go in and it can be bolted. It looks like there's another one down there, and I'm not sure if there's another one somewhere. Yeah, so happy days. And then there's some lugs here which fit in the those bits there, which is good. Okay, so the only thing I need to do here is put my camera down before everything goes tits up, and I'll come back to you shortly when I've drilled those out and we've got it fitting a little bit better, because it's those bolts that are stopping it from you know, doing anything. So I think I need to put a little bit of white paint or something on those, place it back on, it will mark it up for me, and happy days. Okay, good morning. Okay, right, so we are doing a little bit more on the Escort today. I've not been spending a great deal of time on here, to be honest with you. Probably an hour a day, if that. And then I've just been fluttering backwards and forwards, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, and not really been up to it. So anyway, the wings are kind of on. I've got some filling to do on these wings. This wing is kind of a hit and miss. I haven't joined them at the front yet, both sides, but they are on. They are in place. They need to be where they are for the gaps on the bonnet, etc., etc., because the bonnet's going to come back off at some point, yeah, but the bonnet needed to go on to line everything up, didn't it? I was doing the dash yesterday, and I was quite pleased with how straightforward that was, yeah, so the dash is kind of in. I've got some more welding to do over this bit here. That's where it was joined. Okay, and it is kind of nice and flat. That I've got to get rid of some of this weld a little bit more, just to take that down a little bit more. There's a little hole there for one of the lugs on the surround, because you don't see that bit there anyway because of the surround that goes on there. Now I'm gonna fill the inside of where it's been attached. All I've done, I've tack welded this around here. They're usually spot welded. I've just tacked them, and I've done them kind of every 50 mil. It's bolted on this end bit in here, and I've just put a couple of little tack welds round down the bottom of that. So overall, that's going to look pretty damn good. I'm going to fill the internal bit of that, like I say, so that'll be cool, and I'll sand that down, and then we can hopefully get some kind of, I wanted like a satin matte, but I haven't got none, so I've got a matte black, I've got a gloss black, and I've also got a gloss black in the 2-pack paint, which but I might just rattle can this. I have got some in a can, because it's not going to take a lot, and it's a Rust-Oleum I think I've got, yeah, and we'll just get a little bit of paint on there and kind of finish that off tickety-boo. And basically, when I've done that, I'm going to get the fronts kind of spot welded up on the wings, and we're kind of apart from filling, painting, and I can't get away with filler on this wing. This wing's a bit of a hit and miss, but it'll look alright from where I live. And then basically we're then kind of from the doors forward, we're kind of done on the front, which is kind of an inspirational sort of kind of thought, because I can then turn the van around and start doing the back end, and the back end is the major job I've got on this back end. Is the is these panels here. Now the easiest way to do those, which I've already cut one, and it's there, is the easiest way to do it is just to tack that in. But it has got the original ones have got a profile on them, so I have got a bead roller, and I was hoping maybe to put like a little bit of a bead on there. That steel might be too thick to do that, and I need kind of another 2 people here to help me actually do that, because it's not a one-man job. I've got some thinner steel as well, so 1.1, or is it 1, I can't remember the thickness of the other steel, which might be easier to do. I have marked one up already from it, because I've used that one as a template. So hopefully I can then start doing those back panels. Then this vehicle, this van, will progress pretty quick. And overall, from the time of actually purchasing it up until now, considering I've not spent days and days on it, it's not too bad. I have got the bonnet to do on here, some patches to do on this bonnet, look, which isn't an issue, but when it's turned round anyway, I can then take the bonnet off and do that up here, or do that at the back, wherever. Yeah, so first job is to get my tea on the go, and nice cup of tea, and we'll go from there. I've also got to do an oil change on the motorhome, so I've got all the oil filters, new sump plug. My son-in-law got this from work. He's also given me some screen wash, and he didn't charge me for that, but just waiting for the bill for the oil. And I've got to do an oil change on the motorhome. The motorhome's only done, I think it's just over 20,000 miles. It kind of has an oil change every year, but it's put some fresh blood in its veins, and happy days. So yeah, I might need a hand doing that, so I might ask my son to give me a hand. And I struggle getting down there. Even when I get down there, I just can't get back up. So yeah, which reminds me, I've got an old mop bucket in the bin. I've got to get back out so I can cut the top end off it and use it as an old emptying oil container. So yeah, he got me 2 oil filters because it came up as 2 different sorts, and he was unsure which one it was. It's either a paper one or a solid one. So yeah, right, okay, so we're going to get that done. Just wondering what that is there. Well, that's a grape. What was that there? Yeah, so right, I'm going to get my tea done, and I will come back to you in a bit. Okay, cleaned up that dashboard a little bit, and here's what I've done. I've put some rust presentative over the grounded areas, etc. I did dust it off, hoover it off. I've got a couple of little bits here. I've got a couple of holes here and one here, and I don't know what they're for, so I've just been up and got the trim, because there's some fake kind of, let me just stand you up straight, there's some fake wooden trim that goes along there, which I've had stored away for a bit. Don't need this little one, but just this big one. So we're going to see if it's relevant to fixing this on. If it ain't, then I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to fill that in. So let's have a quick look, shall we? Okay, so that bottom hole, it doesn't do anything. So I'm not even going to fill that. So I'm going to put my trim back away. I am going to fill the other two because I don't think they do anything. I don't know why there's two holes kind of there. I've got a little bit of copper, so I back it off with some copper, and then I'll fill from this side, and because the weld won't stick to that copper, and then I can grind it down, and hopefully have a nice little flush surface. So I'm going to wait for this rust stuff to dry, and then we're going to put a little bit of filler on. And the only thing I haven't got any primer. I might just have a little bit in that tin. I might just be able to mix up just a little bit and brush it on where I need it. I was hoping to get a little bit of paint on this today, this dashboard, steel dash, but it looks sweet. A little bit of an inspiration there, just because the way it was before. I'll put you a photo up. There you go. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about it, but I tell you what, that's I think that whole job of cutting that up and putting that dash in, it hasn't took 2 hours. So it's what I did. I was looking for a replacement steel dash for it, because you can replace these, you know, the whole sort of console thing, and they're about £400 or £500. I thought, oh my god. But anyway, is what I did. I thought, oh, okay. I was looking on Facebook to see if anybody had chopped one out, and somebody had a left-hand drive dashboard, which was the same as mine, which had been manipulated and chopped about, but the actual right-hand side was tickety-boo, but it wasn't cut. It didn't have the clock cut out. So basically, he wanted 50 quid for it, and I thought, right, okay. So anyway, we arranged to go away for a weekend, and I thought, right, I'm going to call in up there on the way through and pick that up. I mailed him, and that's what I did. I picked it up, 50 quid. And I actually at the time, he had quite a few bits, and I actually give him £20 for this stuff here as well. So overall, a bargain. Yeah, and I do like a bargain because I am quite frugal. But yeah, this is kind of a pick-me-up day, this is, because it's actually looking and coming together, which is, you know, it kind of inspires you, doesn't it? And then I watch a couple of videos on YouTube, and then it inspires you even more. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I've got to take the door back off here as well, so I put the door on temporarily, just so I could line up the wing to make sure everything was tickety-boo. And I just can't get the pins out. I tried taking it out, but I couldn't get the pins out. I didn't put the pins all the way in either. So I need like a pin extractor, and I'm not going to manipulate them and sort of beat them around, because I don't want to be. I'm putting the car, when I was taking it apart, it didn't make any difference. I'm now going to be putting it back together, and I want it tickety-boo. You know, I'm not going to backtrack. I don't really want to backtrack on any kind of damage and stuff if I can help it. But yeah, loving it, absolutely loving it. Brilliant.